Creating conversations. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. All right, let's do it. Let's play it forward. These are real people, real stories, the struggle to play it forward. Episode number 516 is with country music great Josh Turner.
Good morning. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Dude, you're from Florence, South Carolina. I'm from Charlotte. You know we take Christmas very seriously here in the South.
That's right. That's right.
It's all about family and, invite the friends and the dog over as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, what was it like for you to bring this together for UPtv, King Size Manger?
Oh, it was. It's been so exciting to see how this project has developed and evolved and grown over the years. Early last year, we had talked about making a Christmas record, and so I spent the bulk of last year kind of working on it and working towards it and putting it together. And then we went out on my first ever Christmas tour last year and just had a ball with that. I learned a lot. And so it was kind of weird because when New Year's Day came, I couldn't talk about it anymore and couldn't play those songs anymore. It was kind of like, it was weird. So I'm glad to be kind of back in the Christmas spirit here, because the vinyl version of the record came out back in September. The live performance DVD came out last month, and now we're gearing up for the TV special on UPtv on November 18th this month, and it'll be re-airing on December 21st on UPtv, and it's also going to be playing on a lot of other networks too. But yeah, it's been exciting to see how much interest has been taken in this record, and just being able to get it out there to the fans.
Well, you've hit every medium available. I mean, from vinyl first of all, and then to have the live performance, because I love a live performance because it's maybe the same song, but it's always played a little bit different.
Yeah, and we've got a whole, merch line associated with this too. People can go to my website, joshturner.com, and check out all the exclusive Christmas merchandise that we have that goes along with the King Size Manger album. I just did a talk shop live with Crook and Chase earlier this week, where we were selling all that kind of stuff and selling the record and promoting the TV special. So yeah, it's been kind of busy, but it's been fun.
Well, Lorianne and Charlie are on this, and I'm so jealous that you got to sit there and have a great conversation with two people who are such a major force to country music.
They're icons in this business, and I've, from the first time I've ever interviewed with them, I've just been very close to them. I love them to death, and so anytime I have the opportunity to work with them, I jump at it. And so yeah, they're actually a part of this TV special and the live performance DVD. They actually did all the interview footage and everything, and so it was fun.
So now, did Charlie take you aside and say, Josh, why didn't you take up radio with a voice like that?
No, he likes to rule the radio, so he doesn't want me meddling in his business.
So now, what's really fascinating about King Size Manger is the fact that this is what family tradition is all about. I mean, with it being on UPtv and everything like that, I mean, we can make this a part of our every Christmas season now.
Yeah, and that was kind of how I ended my talk shop live, because they asked me, what I wanted to say to the fans to close. And I said, growing up, my favorite Christmas album was Randy Travis's An Old Time Christmas. That was what we always had playing in our kitchen, in our house, in our car. And it just really, every time I hear that record, it takes me back to all of the things that I did growing up around Christmas time, whether it was, my mama cooking in the kitchen, or watching football on TV, or decorating the house, or eating with family and friends, opening presents, all that kind of stuff. And during the Christmases where it actually snowed in South Carolina, it made it even more festive. But I basically want my fans to kind of have that same experience with this record in their own life. I want them to look back, 20 years from now and say, man, all we listened to was that Josh Turner Christmas album in our house, during Christmas time.
That's what the memories are all about. I mean, and I'll tell you what's happening here in Charlotte already, Josh. Radio stations are already playing Christmas music. I mean, it really is the Christmas season, and it now includes pretty much November as well as December.
Yeah, it kind of does. And I think with the way things are going in the world right now, I think we all need a little bit of Christmas in our heart and in our life. So it does us a lot of good.
When you go out and perform the Christmas songs live on the tour and stuff like that, don't you love the way people dress up and families come all decorated and festive and fun?
Oh yeah, you got people wearing ugly Christmas sweaters
Yes.
and Santa hats and all kinds of stuff. You just never know.
Wow. So do you ever get up here to Coyote Joe's anymore, or what are you guys doing?
That's a good question. It's been a little while since I've been to Coyote Joe's, but we were not far from y'all not too long ago. I think we were in, was it Sanford? North Carolina, something like that. We played a little downtown festival there. So yeah, I look forward to getting back to Charlotte.
Don't you love the way that your fans have embraced you with, it's like when they first discovered you, they were young adults and stuff, but now they're bringing their families. And now with a Christmas special like this, it's all of a sudden, it's like you're more than just a part of our community. You are family to all of us, Josh.
Yeah, it's been, a great journey that I've been on for the last 20 plus years, and just being able to do what I do, what I love for a living, and just the people I've been able to meet and the things I've been able to do, places I've been able to go. It's just been incredible, and I've been very, very blessed. You
got the Turner family on this special. My God. I mean, you have to look at those, I'm not going to call them kids. You have to look at those young adults and think, this really is going to be the future of music. Yeah, and I'm very proud of them. They've been a part of a conservatory for quite a few years, so they've been kind of trained to sing and write and play and act and dance, and so they're not a stranger to a stage or a crowd. So being out there with me, was kind of a piece of cake in that aspect, but being able to be a part of my show, I think was really fun for them. It was fun for me. And yeah, just seeing, especially like how my oldest son, he's 16 now, and he's playing like 5 different instruments on this. Oh
special.
My God. Oh.
And he's playing the record parts. He's not just like, playing whatever he wants to or whatever he can. Like he's actually mimicking what these professional musicians have played on the record. Josh, that is so important to music, and the reason why I bring that up is because when young adults get to see other young adults playing those instruments, that's where dreams begin. I mean, I studied the Partridge Family when I was a kid. That's why I got into music, because I could see them playing those instruments, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I mean, this Christmas special is such an open door for what is about to happen to music. Yeah. I mean, it very well could be. So you never know what your children are going to grow up to do and what they're passionate about, but time will tell. Well, the one thing that I've always learned about Florence, South Carolina is that's ATV country. Do you ever get out there in those hills and just run those engines? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of dirt roads, and it's kind of crazy because I'm noticing there's less and less dirt roads because people, the state just continues to like pour gravel on them or pave them, so I enjoy a dirt road every chance I get. Absolutely. Now, being from Florence and stuff, did you ever get over to Marshville, over there to Randy Travis's neck of the woods, or did you get down there to Ocean Boulevard where Alabama got their big start? Yeah, I've been to both of those places, and made the trek up to Randy's hometown and all of that. I actually went to his house. Nobody was home, but but I went to his house, and I went and visited with his neighbors and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of wild. You've always seemed to be that student of music. In other words, you're always willing to grow in new directions and stuff like that. How do you keep your focus? I just try to stay true to me. If I get to a place where something doesn't feel right, or if something feels uncomfortable, I try to ask myself why. It's like, is it a good uncomfortable or is it a bad uncomfortable? And so I always make sure that my voice is showcased in the right way. That whatever the song is saying lyrically, I need to make sure that I can live with that for the rest of my life. And I just pick everything apart. It's like I've kind of gotten away from being a perfectionist because, I think there's a lot of negativity in being a perfectionist. So, I used to be one. And so I've tried to get away from that and just allow, the emotion and the heart of the song and the music kind of take center stage, rather than trying to be perfect and make sure everything is just right.
When I'm teaching at the schools of broadcasting, one of the things that I share with them about being that perfectionist is you got to put that little monkey away, and you got to learn how to fail forward. You're going to learn when you fail forward. Do you live by rules like that?
Yeah, and I've had band guys in the past, try to be perfect, and they, and if a show wasn't perfect or if somebody didn't play something just right, it would just be kind of like a cancer that would spread throughout my group out here. And I've had to just emphasize to all of my guys, it's like, hey, if you make a mistake, learn from it, move on, improve, but don't ever expect to go out there and have a perfect show, because there is no perfect show.
Right.
And the fans, that's why they show up. And I've spent my whole upbringing working towards Nashville, to where you get a record deal, you get a band, and you make a record, and you have all this production value and everything, and you go out and you play those songs for the crowd. Well, fans, they're used to that from every artist in the world. And so I noticed that, like, anytime, artists could go out with just a piano or just a guitar, the fans love that even more, because they don't get to see that all the time. And it was like, man, to me, it was like, they're not getting the full picture here, but they love the imperfection aspect of it. They love the fact that they can watch an artist and say, oh, he or she is a human being just like me.
Yeah.
And they tell life stories, and I can relate to that. And so I think that's what the fans really appreciate more than perfection.
And people are starving for live music and performances like you've got with King Size Manger. Is that they want to be able to see you perform in the way that we'll see your facial expressions. We get to see your body language with the musical instruments and things like that. That is such a valuable part of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A live performance, you just kind of, you get a whole nother view and perspective of what the songs are about, what the artist is about. And yeah, it's fun for them and fun for us too.
That's what I always love about country music artists, is that you guys are not afraid to do what I call the Patsy Cline tour. In other words, you go to the radio stations, you meet the radio jocks, and then, I just love that connection that country music has always had with radio.
Oh, absolutely. They've been a vital, piece of my story and my journey and my career, and they've played my music throughout the years, and so yeah, I owe them a lot. What
was the one theme story that stuck to you about King Size Manger? Because you share stories, you talk with with everything that's going on. What's the one that stuck with you that makes you go, wow, that was a good moment during this production?
There was quite a few, but the one that really sticks out to me is that, it was such a challenge to write original songs for this record, because I learned real fast that it's extremely hard to write original Christmas songs, because I tell people, it's like, hey, you got Jesus and you got Santa Claus,
yeah.
And beyond that, there ain't much else to write about Christmas. And so, you just pick one or the other. And so that having to narrow it down to those two kind of things, the sacred and the secular, it's like, man, what kind of stuff can you write about? And I feel like I did a pretty good job. I dug down deep and got really creative, and I wasn't scared to write about a certain thing here and there, and a lot of them didn't end up on the record, but one of the ones that I feel like was perfect from the get-go was King Size Manger. Mm-hmm. And it was the title that I had come up with. I don't know where the title came from, but I knew when I came up with it that it was an incredible title, and it scared me half to death, because I knew that if the song didn't measure up, to the title, then it would be a waste. And so when my buddy Mark Narmore came in to write that morning, I shared it with him, and he just was like, it just stopped him dead in his tracks, and he's like, man, what an incredible title. And so we just kind of sat down and tried to write the story as if it had never been told before. And so we wanted to explain, what is a king size manger, and why is it important. So we did that. And when I finished it, I remember sending it to my manager that night, and I said, listen to what we did today. And, I was really proud of it. And I just felt like it was a strong song and ended up becoming the title track.
See, those are the stories that they used to put on the inside sleeve of an album, where people really got to know the artist and stuff. And so, and with you with the vinyl and stuff like that, what's the inside sleeve look like on that vinyl of King Size Manger?
Well, we have all of the lyrics for all the songs, and then we also have a lot of photos from
Nice.
when I was young, during Christmas time, and it was kind of cool. And on the back cover of the record, I'm sitting on this John Deere tractor that actually used to belong to my granddaddy. It was a 1952 Model M John Deere that I had fully restored. My granddaddy never saw it new, so it took me about 2 years to restore it, and it looks brand new now. And so we strung it up with Christmas lights, and it was a good look.
When you restore things like that, do you find yourself, Josh, speaking to the future, or is it about the presence of now so that people respect the past?
It's a little of both. I've always been a history buff. I always, think it's important for young people to learn about, the people that came before them, and the sacrifices that were made and the things that were done before them, because if you don't look back and see kind of where things came from, then you'll never know where you're going.
Right. Well, look at where you are, though. I mean, look at all that history that's written right around you. I mean, you can go down to Charleston. You can go even up into Virginia. I mean, you're surrounded by it, Josh.
Absolutely. That's a good place to grow up.
So now that this King Size Manger is going to be on UPtv, you know what that's all about. It opens up. It's almost like a big flush in your body. It gives you more creative energy to try new things. What is growing inside of you right now that is about ready to pop?
I don't know. And if I did know, I probably wouldn't tell you. I play my cards pretty close to the chest. But yeah, I'm always thinking towards, the next project and all that. So, time will tell. We'll see what happens.
Are we ever going to have a Honeysuckle Rose type of a documentary about you? Because your story, dude, I mean, come on, your story needs to be shared.
I'd be willing to do that at some point if somebody wants to hear it. So, it's just, I just celebrated 21 years with MCA Records in Nashville. So I don't know how many years you have to put in before you do a documentary, but I'm getting there.
Well, congratulations on King Size Manger on UPtv, dude. I look forward to talking to you again and again and again.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good Christmas.
You same to you, sir, and you be brilliant today, okay?
All right, will do.